All right, good evening to you from the Storm Alert Weather Center. It is now 4:21. We have a tornado warning in effect for southern Russell County, also the eastern part of Wayne County, and the northern part of Clinton County. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Russell County, the southern part, the central part of Wayne County, as well as the northern part of Cumberland County, or Clinton County rather. Clinton County under a tornado warning, and this tornado warning is in effect for areas around Watogo and areas to the west of Monticello. It appears the strongest part of the storm is now exiting Russell County, moving into Wayne County, but we do have a tornado warning that is in effect for those areas. Now, some of the locations, Weather Service says that it is radar detected, northern Clinton, southern Russell. This would be 7 miles west of Cabell, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Some of the locations included Aaron, Desdy, Snow, Cumberland City, Willis Creek, Marlow, Long Bottom, Narville, and 76. Now, from the looks of the current radar, it appears that most of the threat that would be for Russell County has diminished. So that is now moved out of Russell County and moved into the northwestern part and the western part of Wayne County. Even the folks in Clinton County, as you can see, that storm has moved into the western part of Wayne County, just to the west of Monticello. So if you're in the path of this storm, you should seek shelter immediately. Again, a tornado warning is in effect for Wayne County and also for Cumberland, or for Clinton and the southern part of Russell. But we're not going to focus a great deal on Russell County because the main part of that storm has moved out of that area. Looking at the reflectivity to see what we're seeing, or the velocity mode rather. The velocity mode would indicate this area right here around Cabell is where the strongest area of rotation is located. There in Wayne County, you can see back toward Russell and Clinton County, not as great of a threat. So it's now moved into the western part of Wayne County, and you can see the track of that storm as it begins to move into that county. So you should be heads up if you're around the Cabell, the Short Mountain area, and Parnell, mainly the Cabell part of Wayne County. That is where the most concern is at this time. We're going to look at the Jamestown Doppler radar. This is one of the good things about our one good thing about our radar. It's local, and you can see a whole lot more than you can based on a radar out 100 and something miles away. And we're not allowed to show that online, but we are indicating and showing rotation in that thunderstorm that has prompted a tornado warning there in Wayne County. Again, if you are in the path of this storm, you should be seeking shelter. Again, a tornado warning that is in effect for Wayne County. Now, the Weather Service has indicated that that would also include Russell and Clinton, but the threat now has diminished for that area. In fact, they have canceled the tornado warning for Russell and Clinton County, just as we anticipated would happen. Again, tornado warning in effect for Wayne County. Rotation being detected moving into Monticello area. So if you're in Monticello, you need to be in your safe place. Tornado warning in effect for Wayne County. This tornado warning remains in effect for another 15 minutes or so. 1 1/4 inch hail, that would be about a $half size, is possible with that storm as it moves through. And you can see that on the radar as it moves into Wayne County. Still some significant rotation in that storm. So if you are in Wayne County, you should be seeking shelter. We've been monitoring the storm as it came out of northern Tennessee and into southern Kentucky. And now you can see now the Weather Service indicating that tornado warning in effect for the people in Wayne counties. If you are in Monticello, you should be seeking shelter. Right here is the debris tracker that we use frequently, and we're not really seeing anything that would indicate tornadic activity or debris that's falling in that region. That would be what we would look for, and we're not seeing anything significant that would indicate debris, even on our Jamestown Doppler radar. So the path of this storm is right now moving into Wayne County. So if you're in Monticello, you need to be in your safe place. You are under a tornado warning. Again, a tornado warning in effect for Wayne County, moving into Monticello immediately. You need to be in your safe place. If we have any people who are monitoring from Wayne County, if you have any weather information to report, we ask that you go ahead and maybe share that with the people on Facebook this afternoon. Right now, we're not showing anything, no reports from people that follow us to say that there's any damage, but that is the information that we have now. Tornado warning from Wayne County. If you are in Monticello, you need to be in your safe place. Anywhere around Monticello and areas to the west, you need to be in your safe place immediately. The strongest level, we'll look at the velocity once again. Strongest level of rotation is just to the west of Monticello. Not quite as tight of rotation as it was earlier as the storm moved through. You can tell the band of circulation not quite as intense as it was, and if that continues, then we expect the tornado warning to be allowed to expire once the Weather Service indicates another 13 minutes or so. Russell County and Clinton County were earlier under this warning, and that has since been allowed to expire. But again, we have a tornado warning in effect for Wayne County, including Monticello. So if you're in the path of that storm, you need to seek shelter immediately. Now, let's see. The tornado warning is in effect until 5:45 Eastern Time, 4:45 Central. And in addition to the storm or the tornado warning, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is in effect until 5:45 as well. So I have about another 12 or 13 minutes to go in the tornado warning, again, that's in effect for Wayne County in south central Kentucky. We do appreciate the coverage this afternoon, people tuning in to the Storm Alert Center for weather coverage. Again, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Wayne County, impacting Monticello immediately. You need to be in your safe place if you're not already. This is radar indicated tornado warning in Wayne County. I'd like to remind you as well, we have a severe thunderstorm watch does continue throughout the evening. If you are in this area, a large part of Kentucky, in this severe thunderstorm watch, I believe it's in effect until 7 o'clock Eastern time, or 7 o'clock Central 8 Eastern. I'll get you that information here in just a second. We apologize for maybe not being live all afternoon, but our full-time job requires us to be at it, and it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Central Time for the severe thunderstorm watch that affects areas around Bowling Green, all the way over to east of London, northern Kentucky, and down through the central part of Tennessee. And as we watch the reflectivity losing a little bit of its punch, that's a good thing as we see the storms move through. The velocity, not quite as intense as it was, but if you're around Short Mountain, Monticello, Swifton community, there in Wayne County, you can see that's where the strongest part of this storm is located. So if you have any reports that you have from Wayne County, feel free to share those with us. Again, tornado warning in effect. This will be from Monticello, the Slack community, Short Mountain, Swifton, and the East community of Wayne County. And again, you can see how the intensification, the rotation in that storm has diminished a little bit as it moves into the central part of the county. And we remind you the storm warning is also in effect. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for another 8 minutes. And then the tornado warning is in effect for another 8 minutes. We're going to stay here with it until the warning has been allowed to expire. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning in effect for Wayne County for another 8 minutes as we stay here with continuing weather coverage here from the Storm Alert Weather Center. And I have several text messages about being under a tornado warning, and some of my dear friends down in the southern part of the county was wondering there in Russell County, and that is it's no longer in effect. And again, we'll tell everybody else the tornado warning for Russell County has been allowed to expire several minutes ago, but it does remain in effect for Wayne County. And that is probably about another 6 minutes or 7 minutes now until that warning is allowed to expire. Looking at the reflectivity here on Storm Alert Weather Center, you can see that everything back to the west, not a whole lot to report, and most of the activity will be along and east of Interstate 75. So we're seeing this storm move out of Wayne County, and now they have issued a tornado warning, a new tornado warning for Pulaski County, including Burnside and Ferguson. Which again, a tornado warning has been allowed to be issued for Wayne County, central part of Wayne County, as well as the southern part of Pulaski County. As we watch the storms begin to develop, we would remind folks in that area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Still rotation going on in that thunderstorm as it moves through Wayne County now into the southern part of Pulaski County. And now, as we get a little bit closer to the radar from going into the Jackson radar, we can see the storm continuing. It's interesting to see what the velocity will be. The velocity there continues just to the south or to the north of Monticello. This line of circulation as the storms move into the central part there of Wayne County. So if you are just south of, if you're north of Monticello, you need to be seeking shelter. The Touristville community of Wayne County, strongest part of this rotation is right there in that area, headed towards you, northern part of Wayne County. You need to seek shelter immediately if you're in the Touristville community. There in Wayne County, also Steubenville, the Rankin community. You need to be in your safe place. Again, a tornado warning is now in effect. Let's see, I had someone ask if there's a tornado watch for Russell, and there's not. It's a severe thunderstorm watch, and we have been posting that earlier. And I do appreciate my storm anchor, Keith Richardson, checking in, and Abby Jasper, Pulaski County correspondent, has been keeping me updated on some things. My day job has me busy, so I had to do a little something different, and so that's what we're looking at now. We're back on. We have given all the warnings as they've been issued, and now again, Wayne County under this tornado warning. If you're in the Touristville community of Wayne County, you need to seek shelter. We do have a tornado warning in effect for Pulaski County. If that storm continues to develop and stay at the current condition, we would see the possibilities of it affecting Burnside. That would be in the southern part of Pulaski County. All right. Severe weather coverage does continue here from the Storm Alert Weather Center. Do appreciate everybody for tuning in this afternoon as tornado warnings issued here from Wayne and Pulaski County. If you are in the path of that storm, you should be seeking shelter immediately. One of the interesting things about radar and the weather, we're going to look at the cloud tops in this storm in Wayne County. Very impressive cloud tops of about 45,000 feet and 46,000. So that would allow a lot of updraft in that storm. It would also allow the very likelihood of large hail associated with that storm. And you can see the area that we have highlighted down the bottom right corner. That would be the strongest part of where the hail is likely. And as you can see, right in this area and right around Monticello, that would be the areas that we would see most likely for a tornado and large hail. We do have another warning that's being issued now.
Severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Wayne County, southern Pulaski County, northern McCreary County, west central Woodley County until 6:30 p.m. at 5:40.
All right, so that was just the information we gave you earlier. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for McCreary County, Pulaski County, Wayne County, but also an elevated risk of a tornado warning that is for northern Wayne County moving into the southern part of Pulaski County. If you are in the Turretsville community of Wayne County, you should have already been in your safe place. Again, a tornado warning is in effect for there. The rotation continues as we watch right around the Turretsville. You can see where the rotation is in that storm, right in this area. So if you're in Turretsville in Wayne County, you need to seek shelter immediately. And looking at the debris tracker, not seeing anything that would be indicative of damage from a tornado. Can't confirm nor deny, but we know they are getting one heck of a storm there in Wayne County, and the National Weather Service says another 30 minutes for that warning. Looking at some of the threats from that storm. Tornado and half dollar sized hail is possible with that storm. So if you're in Wayne County, you need to be seeking shelter.
619, the owner has requested.
So you can see the storms moving through Wayne County, the Turretsville, the Kidder community, Burnside. If you are in the path of that storm, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is a tornado warning, again, in effect for Wayne County. All right, so now we have the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but the threat of 1 1/4 inch hail is still possible with this severe thunderstorm warning that's moving through Wayne County, and it's expected to impact the southern part of Pulaski County, including Burnside. And so the tornado warning is no longer in a threat. Still some rotation in that storm, but the Weather Service says it's no longer in effect. And you can see it has weakened somewhat as far as the tightness and circulation of that storm. So currently we just have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Pulaski County. The complete details of that show northeastern Wayne, southern Pulaski, northern McCreary, and west central Whitley City, or Whitley County over in Williamsburg. That in effect for another 42 minutes. And you can see that storm as it has moved through. And hopefully we can see some weakening in that storm very soon. And as we mentioned a moment ago, the cloud tops are one of the things that we pay attention to. And as you can see, before we even put the counter on it, you can see those cloud tops are now at 51,000 feet. Very, very impressive. And that would support very large hail. So if you're in Pulaski County around the Burnside community, you need to be going somewhere safe because of the hail threat. Again, this is for Pulaski County. Monticello, it looks like you have about had the worst part of the storm move through your area, and now it is into the eastern part of Wayne County now. So it's very likely that you could see some large hail around the Touristville, the Kidder community, Delta community there in Wayne County. You need to be in a safe place. This is where the strongest part of the storm is located. All right, storms are moving at about 45 miles per hour. As we put a track on those storms and see how they will impact Burnside at 45 miles per hour, you can expect the storms to be in the Bronson community in about 8 minutes. Bronson, Burnside community in about 8 minutes. Tornado is also possible with the storm as it moves through. Again, a tornado warning has been allowed to expire, but the Weather Service says that the likelihood, or there's a possibility of a tornado, and you can see by the reflectivity on the radar between Touristville and Kidder there in the eastern part of Wayne County, large hail is very likely. So if we look at the impact times, the Quinton community, 3, 6, 7 minutes or so. That is the timeline on that storm as it moves through there. So you need to be in your safe place if you are in the southern part of Pulaski County. Storm is continuing between Touristville and Kidder and the Delta community there in Wayne County. It's very likely that large hail should be hail damage from that storm as it moves through. We currently don't have anything back to the west as we look at the latest radar imagery and the warnings. It seems like the threat back to the west is diminished. Nothing in western Kentucky, but again, we do have this storm warning in effect for Pulaski and for Wayne County. If you are in those areas of the warning, if you have any information to pass along, feel free to shoot us a message on Facebook in the comments to get that information to your family and friends and to the studio. Let us know what you're seeing there in Wayne County. So the storm is yet far from over. The Weather Service says the severe thunderstorm warning will be in effect for another 36 minutes. And we plan to be here with that coverage. All right, we've received a message regarding the storms in Jamestown. I don't know the exact location where they were. Someone says the tornado sirens didn't go off. I'm going to find out for sure where they were located. Most of this is where, if you're in the Polygon area, that they should activate. I'm not sure how it's set up in Russell County. But if you're in the path of a tornado in the Polygon, then the sirens should be activated for you. So we'll do a little bit of checking and get up with the emergency manager and see what the problem is. I'm not an advocate of the tornado sirens because they're not meant to be heard indoors, and there's just a lot of variables that would keep you from potentially hearing those sirens when they're activated. So don't put a lot of confidence in those, and pay more attention to your weather radio or your tornado alert device. All right, so we're seeing the storm now move into Pulaski County. They're south of Burnside, around the Kidder community in Wayne County. The Kidder community in Wayne County, and then over into the area south of Burnside, there in Pulaski County. So people should be heads up if you are in the southern part of Pulaski County. You should be heads up. Strongest part of the storm appears to be exiting Wayne County. Of course, Monticello is clear. Right at the Wayne County and Pulaski County line, that storm is right on the border. All right, we're getting reports over in Wayne County of some very strong winds and hail. Not anything as of anything major at this point. Still trying to get more information. If you know anything that's happening there, they're saying heavy rainfall is occurring as well as hail. Looking at the velocity, not quite as intense rotation. Weather Service says possible tornado. We're not seeing a lot of threats from that. mainly is the hail concern. That's what we're looking at now. The Doppler radar out of Jamestown still continues to pick up a little bit of activity as that storm moves into Burnside, between Burnside and Hargis, there along Highway 27 in Pulaski County. All right, so if you're in the path of the storm, should be indoors. Threat of hail, the threat of damaging thunderstorm winds, and heavy rainfall. Wind 60 mile an hour, half dollar sized hail is indicated. Movement is east at 45 miles per hour. So you need to seek shelter if you are in the path of that storm. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for those areas of Pulaski, Wayne, and Whitley or McCreary County over in, I guess you would call that southeastern Kentucky. Southeastern Kentucky is under this severe thunderstorm warning. So you can see the area that we're concerned about. Now this is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, and the very, very evident threat of hail. You can see that right around Burnside, south of Burnside. So if you are in that area, you need to seek shelter and basically from the hail threat here in Pulaski County. Wayne County, it looks like the worst part of the storm has exited your county, and we expect within the next 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, that warning will be trimmed back to include only Pulaski County. So again, we're looking at the Jackson radar over in eastern Kentucky, over around Breathitt County, and you can see the storm that is moving south of Burnside there in Pulaski County. So again, we have a storm warning that is in effect, will be in effect for another 29 minutes. So people should be seeking shelter, should have already been seeking shelter from that storm. And whenever we look at the storm, I know we've taken a couple of, whenever we took a couple of looks at the cloud tops to see exactly how high they are, and that would be something that's very important. We can tell a lot about the nature of the storm, and when you look at clouds 40, 50,000 feet, they will support the updraft of a thunderstorm and would be likely to produce very large hail. So we're going to wait to see what kind of reports that we're getting, anywhere currently between 45,000 feet there in Wayne County. Even if you look back to the east, over around Hazard, around Harlan, up through Rockcastle County, you can see where those storms are developing. We even have a cell down in the northern part of Tennessee, and you have 52,000 feet. So that would be more than enough to support large hail. Now, interesting to know, we have a tornado warning down in the northern part of Tennessee issued out of the Weather Service in Nashville, northeastern Overton, and western Pickett County. That's in effect until 5:30. But we don't see that being a threat for the Lake Cumberland area. So right now, if you're in the Blue John community of Pulaski County, should be seeking shelter from that storm. As the worst part of the storm is now in, again, the southern part of Pulaski County. And this severe thunderstorm warning does remain in effect for 26 minutes. All right, so we anticipate very soon, as far as Wayne County, we figure that is the storms have moved out of that, the strongest part, and we could see the warning trim back a little bit to the east as we go into the 5 o'clock hour. Definitely not what it was earlier, but you can see the strongest part of the storm is in the southern part of Pulaski County, south of Burnside. Heavy rainfall is likely. Even in the western part of McCreary County, northwestern part of McCreary County, you can see there is hail potential there as well. But that's I don't think that McCreary County has that much to be concerned about, except in the very northern part of the county, northern part of McCreary County. Well, as you can see, the last update on the radar, it seems like maybe just a little bit that it's lost a little bit of its intensification there as it's moving it into that southern part of Pulaski County. Lost a little bit of its punch, still a lot of rainfall, still hail potential, and still the threat of damaging wind. So if you're around Blue John, you should have already been in your safe place. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. I think by now we're probably looking at about another 20 minutes, 24 minutes before that storm is allowed to expire. And we're going to stay with it for a few more minutes until it weakens or moves out of Pulaski, since Pulaski County is our cutoff for severe weather coverage. But we wanted to pass that along to you and let you know what is happening. Right here in Russell County today, we had a lot of rainfall this morning across the area. The latest information from the Kentucky Mesonet site shows that precipitation today varied here at the studio, a little over 0.8 of an inch, and then since midnight, the Mesonet detected just over 1/10 of an inch. And of course, that doesn't mean that they're right and I'm wrong. That means that where you're located, there in the Ono community, just a little over 1/10 of an inch of rain has been reported. We've received almost an inch here in Russell Springs with the Storm Alert Center. Continuing to watch the storm as it moves through Pulaski County. And the storm warning again is in effect probably for another 20 minutes as it moves out of the area. Have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in eastern Kentucky, up around Manchester, the Buckhorn area of Perry County, Hyden, Kentucky, all under severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as that would be pretty much the extent right now. One that was just allowed to expire over around the Bonneville community. So the action is in southern Kentucky, where we see the storms beginning to move into the foothills of eastern Kentucky. Want to again thank Abby Jasper this evening for kind of keeping me posted on some of the things that's going on in the weather world. My full-time real job is demanded my services, so I could not break away, but we're here for the people in Pulaski County, and as soon as that storm moves out of the Pulaski County, we will end our broadcast. But we appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Storm Alert Center. If you have any weather to report in Wayne County, I'm not able to see the messages that's coming in until after the storm has passed. It's difficult to follow those reports. But again, we have that storm warning that is in effect for Pulaski County. Wayne County would be clear. Wayne County would be clear as that storm moves through. And you can see that it is taking trends of weakening, and that is a good thing. And it's kind of good to get back into the weather thing. We've not had any severe weather. In fact, it's barely rained all the month of September. I'm not sure what the total numbers now are after the rainfall, but we barely had an inch of precipitation. Things are dry, and this rain was very, very much welcome. So the storms are beginning to move into the Blue John, or already in the Blue John community of Pulaski County. And we're continuing to watch the storms track off to the east. I'm going to get a drink of water, and we'll be right back. I'm going to leave the radar on. Again, severe thunderstorm warning continues for another 18 minutes. Now the Weather Service says 70-mile-an-hour winds and 2-inch hail. Like I told you folks, this is a dangerous storm, a very dangerous storm. Not your typical run-of-the-mill storms. This has a punch and a significant threat. And you can tell as the storm moves with that last radar update, it is still a very, very significant storm. And I want to bring up once again what we call the echo tops of how high the cloud tops are. And when we look at this information and the data, you're still looking at 45, 47, 48,000 feet. 48,000 feet. So a very impressive storm. And if you're outside, you should be in a safe place because of the threat of hail. All right, so I'm gonna let the radar play here for a second, and I'll be right back in a moment. All right, so we begin to see additional severe thunderstorm warnings issued for parts of eastern Kentucky. Again, our coverage area pretty much is Russell and surrounding, so we'll keep it here until the storms move out of Pulaski County. And what we're watching is this cell right here. And then whenever it vacates and it moves out of our county, then we're going to call it quits for the evening. That's the cell we're watching. And whenever it ends, then our coverage will end. But we do appreciate everybody for tuning in. So if you're in the Corbin, London area, heads up for a nasty storm, likelihood of large hail, and the Weather Service says 60 miles per hour wind and 2-inch hail the size of a lime. You know, we don't need anything like that. That can do considerable damage. And again, before we end our broadcast, we will look back to the west. You can see not a lot of activity going on. No warnings or anything of that sort at this point in time. So we're watching this one cell that is in Pulaski County, and as it moves out of our coverage area, we will end our coverage here in just a few moments. Still about 43 minutes for that warning as it moves into eastern Kentucky. This would be for southern Laurel, southwestern Knox, southeastern Pulaski, northeastern McCreary, and northwestern Whitley County. That storm is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. Considerable threat and 60-mile-an-hour winds and 2-inch hail is possible with this storm. And you can see it's the area is kind of broadened out a little bit. It was like a cluster, and now as it moves through, folks, if you're in Corbin, I'll just tell you, you need to be going to a safe place out of the threat for hail. If you're in Corbin, that storm continues to develop and moving across into the foothills of eastern Kentucky. And you can see that cell continuing to move into the warned area. Burnside is clear, and pretty much all of Pulaski County, except that area in the far southeastern part, it's pretty much played out, and we will see with the next few radar scans, probably the next 7 or 8 minutes, that those storms would be out of Pulaski County, and then that's when our coverage would end. 15 minutes now after 6 o'clock or after 5 o'clock, and 15 after 6 on the central and eastern time zones. That'll be 6:19 on the eastern time zone, 5:19 on the central. And again, we're watching these storms move out of Pulaski County. So people should be heads up if you are in the path of these storms. Weather Service says up to 2 inches in diameter hail. That would be an impressive thing. Really, in this area, large hail is, for the most part, pretty rare. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but the large hail, golf ball sized and even lime-sized hail is pretty rare in this area. Not saying we don't have it and that we never will or never have had it, but it's kind of a rarity. But when you see cloud tops at 50, 60,000 feet, that is very, very much an ingredient that would support a large updraft and large hail. So that is what we're looking for. And as those storms move into eastern Kentucky, we'll take one more look at that to see what the cloud tops are and what those folks around Laurel County will have to be facing. I think we'll probably see some 50,000 feet cloud tops in that area. And, we're at 48,000. You might as well say 50 all across that area of Wayne, Pulaski County, Laurel County. So, with the worst part of the storm has almost made an exodus into the eastern part of the county. So I think we're going to end our coverage here. Thank everybody for tuning in. You can see the worst part of the storm is out of our coverage area. Storm warning remains in effect, and that area of that first warning, that'll be allowed to expire in 9 minutes. And you can see there's nothing really major within that polygon in our coverage area. McCreary County, yes, you've got a little cell there, but it looks like that things are starting to dissipate for our coverage area, Russell and surrounding counties. So, with that being said, we will say thank you all for tuning in to weather coverage this evening here from the Storm Alert Weather Center based out of Russell Springs. Thank you all so much for joining us, and have a safe and pleasant